Okay, moving on from the last video, we got this character, and we were looking at starting to bend those primitive shapes, those primitive building blocks like the square. We looked at actually bending that shape and using that as a way to describe our character and the way that our character stood and could be posed. So there's an important thing here, and I want you to look. Let's just change, or let's just make my pencil a little bit thicker, and this line here, which runs roughly down the center of this character, and we'll extend it up towards the head. Now let's think about this. Let's think of this rather as our spine of the character here. And when we're producing our sketches, before we do any of these building blocks, we can use just the spine and the head to create what's called a line of action. Let's see that in a bit more detail. Let's use the same shape here, and let's extend from here and bring down the spine of this object, of this character rather, and you can see that it's giving us some direction. Let's do another one. Let's make it, which way can we go? Let's go this way, and let's keep doing these without doing anything else. Let's just make lots of these heads and spines. And the reason for doing this is that we can start to visualize, without drawing any building blocks, the pose and the position of this character just by doing the head and the spine. And as I said before, this is known as the line of action, this here, and it gives you a lot of information, and it's only a circle and a squiggly line. That's all it is. So let's move these out the way, shrink them down again, let's move them over here. Now for this one, I mean, again I said goofy character, but we could think about this as maybe like a zombie character. You know, that's how zombies kind of walk and move around. And this could be kind of like a strange zombie, and he's quite energetic and he likes to dance, and so we could start to have a zombie that's got this kind of strange thing going on. Let's use our flexible building blocks now and start to follow our line of action. Notice the line of action here was in the center of our box. If let's look at it straight, it would run down the center of our torso box and our hip box. So here, because I've got the line of action, the spine in first, then my torso box is now going to be drawn around that spine, but I know that it's going to be roughly in the center of my box. So let's draw the hip box now, and let's bend this one around here. Again, just bending it around, and let's, now we've got to position our hip sockets and our shoulder sockets. Let's start by putting this one here, this arm down here, and this one up here, and we'll just put in, indicate the hand and the hand here. Now this is, what can we do with the legs? We can start to put in our, maybe extend this down this way, and maybe go this way with the other leg here. Again, keep them nice and simple. Oops, a little bit far with that foot there. And I want to really emphasize this. So I've got my line of action there, and I'm going to put the head facing in the opposite direction here. If I wanted to make it a little bit funky, maybe I can put his head down, or maybe I could make him looking up, but I quite like the one looking down, so I'll erase those ones there. So there we have our dancing zombie. If I really want to kind of push the concept a little more, maybe his fingers there, and he's doing a kind of nice little dance like that. So you can see here that with this simple shape that I created here of this zombie character, and that was only just creating this kind of slouching thing, structure to its body, gave me the idea of this zombie here. And from there, then I've taken this idea of this zombie, kind of made it into maybe a dancing zombie or an energetic zombie. So what we've been looking at here is the line of action, and it's simply taking the building block of the head and using the neck and the spine, imagining the neck and the spine as an action, as a line of action, which gives us a sense of direction and a sense of a little bit more information about this character's movements without actually building any of the other building blocks. But once we've got this in place, then we can simply add those building blocks after quite easily, like so. Maybe this one is Super Zombie and he's flying.